What we're going to get into in this first part of this series is, well, the title of this message is The Voice of Effectual Calling. I want us as a church body today to know, what does it mean for Jesus to call his sheep? It's a biblical part of what we see as the picture of salvation and redemption, that God does save people, but it's not a theoretical salvation. It's not just a salvation made possible, it's a salvation that is actual. It is a plan that he's had from the beginning of time, from before time began, that he would come and rescue his sheep, that he has lost sheep. Now, if you're not comfortable with the term sheep, maybe you've heard church or bride, his people. It's all synonymous, all similar, talking about the same group of people. What we know is this: a person must be called to salvation. Jesus is saying that this calling is like a shepherd who calls his sheep. That's what we're supposed to be thinking about. When Jesus calls somebody to salvation, it's like a shepherd who calls his sheep. Jesus is the shepherd. That's what he's proclaiming himself to be. He's the only one who is worthy and with power to save. He comes to the door of the fold and calls his sheep to come out. Let's look at this first part again. Verse 1, and then we'll go down into verse 2. Maybe verse 3. Truly I say to you, he who does not enter the sheepfold by the door, but climbs in by another way, that man is a thief and a robber. But he who enters by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. Jesus is both claiming to be the rightful owner of the sheep. He has the right to go in. And then later he's actually going to claim that he's the door as well. He's the shepherd and he's the door. Look at verse 3 with me. To him the gatekeeper opens. The sheep hear his voice. He calls his own sheep by name, and he leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice.